There we go.
What's up, Slime?
Hey, what's going on, sir?
What's up, brother?
Mr. Joey the Kid to you, by the way, and to me also. I need to pay all due respect to such a talented ski mask individual as I got present in front of me. I don't want nothing getting run from me, off me, nothing. I know you're up to no good, but better yet said, the projects you got out right now, which we'll promote in full detail and discuss with further info available. We got to give all shout outs and praises due to everybody joining as well in the chat right now. Shout outs first and foremost to Kenneth_Stones, one half of the Dirty Heels podcast, wrestling, of course, in the building, got to be present. It is Monday Night Raw is later, but we got more important things to do, like talk to Joey the Kid,
Yeah,
representing
nah,
Troy, New York.
I could have been in the WWE, but I tore my Achilles. Fucked my leg up.
Well, with the hype and energy you got, I don't doubt you at all. I 100% absolutely believe you.
Nah, bro, I fuck with you on this end too, bro. I've been, you know what I mean, a fan for your page for a minute. You feel me?
I appreciate it too, and it's funny how even I stumbled upon you. You were looking through my stories one day for who that's been watching,
Yeah.
and I didn't recognize you, so I just figured I clicked. I was hoping you weren't like a Russian spy, a spam bot, or like a sex worker with like 2 followers but like 15 posts of
Nah,
pussies
yeah,
and
I feel
tits.
you.
So you,
Yeah.
you you checked out to be legitimate. Thank God. You're of all
Yup.
places from Troy, New York, and you got some fucking killer music. I love all the shit you've been putting out, which we'll be able to discuss, of course, and you'll be able to do your thing, promote yourself as properly as you should. So before we get to more in detail and get to know better our guest of honor tonight for our fucking live second episode ever, Buy Me Who This, Joey the Kid, the feature, the headliner right here. We got to shout out Plug Wave Music for joining, as well as SOS Black No C 223 for joining. We got, I believe, also Sarah Marie XX at the end. I'll assume Kiss Kiss at the end joined.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
G
Right.
Red Beats. I'm gonna butcher this name. Kyra 518 probably.
That's
Shout
Kiari.
outs.
That's one of my names.
Oh, Kiari. Oops.
Kiari.
I meant too many Kianas, Kiaras, so it kind of just like looked like all the same to me. I apologize, sir, whoever you are, and shout out to you for joining. And everyone else is gonna probably hop in the live and stuff, just jump in to participate and take part of the greatness that is Joey the Kid. Again, from Troy, New York, Fire MC, killer bars. Literally, he might kill you if you provoke him enough from what he's been spitting. Of course, don't mind him. He's just in taking whatever he's doing right there, whatever he rolled up. Did anyone roll that up for you, or did you have to roll it up yourself?
Nah, I wrote this myself.
Okay, good. Do you trust your skills as a weed roller, or do you trust anyone else? Have you learned?
Yeah, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'll let some of my niggas roll for me, you know what I'm saying, if I'm busy, but, you know what I'm saying? Not anyone can roll my clips, you feel me?
See, I was going to ask that eventually of someone who smokes weed with frequency. Um, do you have a certain go-to person that does it for you? Do you have one you trust more than others? Like, who actually is at the head of that totem pole for you?
For what? Rolling it for me?
Yeah, for rolling. Who's your top weed roller for you amongst your inner
Oh,
circle?
my top re-roller?
Yeah.
Either my shorty, my girl, or
Okay.
um uh I say my man's Billy Draco. My brother Billy Draco.
Shout out to Billy.
Yeah,
Billy
shout out to
sounds like a
Billy. You
good
heard
weed
him?
roller name.
Yeah.
He better be,
Yo, you
hopefully.
funny. You funny.
I mean, if you keep a Billy in your crew, I would hope at least he's able to do that, because Billy's kind of like, you got to test him a little bit to see what he's made of, if he's great or not. No
You know
offense
that
to Billy, of course. I'm sure he's cool and all that, but, making sure. It's not easy for you out in these streets, I'm sure, Joey. But, yeah, again, before we delve deeper into Joey the Kid, our guest here today, I do appreciate you showing love initially. It did take me a while to get back to you to do so. That's mostly me just like kind of making sense of all this going on. I got this going on. I got who that's been watching going on. But yeah, I'm really glad. I wanted to make sure to have you in time for this when I started my main podcast up again, under a different name previously. But now this is where, we put movies aside. That's all fine and dandy, rating system, all that shit too. But now we're here for the nitty gritty because I didn't want to have to split the time up between you, what you do, and the movie. I wanted to give you the open platform because I like your shit that much and I support everything you do. It's only right to do
nah,
so.
nah, I appreciate you for real.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad to have you here. You got again fire joints. Everything I've heard so far has been like. I mean, we'll get deeper into that as well too. But I can't help but, and I don't know if you've heard it too, probably. I can't help but hear the parallel between you and Takashi as far as the energy, the hypeness in there too. But, let me make it clear. I mean, besides the fact that he's a rat, he's an informant, all this or whatever, whatever you want to label him as, or the butt of a joke, a good one at least. Just look at his face. You at least
Yeah.
have bars. You at least can rhyme. You at least have shit that I've laughed at, and that was the bait for me right there. You got the energy, you got the hypeness, you got the comedic timing, you got everything that kind of makes you want to come back for more, Joey the Kid, and everything you've been spitting so far.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about your influence, who inspired you, who you look up to, then, now, who you'd love to collab with, if anybody out there available, unless you're going to shoot them on sight because they didn't spit in time enough for you. I'm kind of scared of you, to be honest. All the guns you hold in the videos, and I mean, you're in a circle of, I guess, wolves, whoever you want to call them, too, as well. I don't want
Yeah.
to test you that much. So don't think I'm here to provoke or nothing. I'm here to strictly give you your flowers while you can smell them, as they say.
Nah,
You know,
you're
it,
good. Yeah, of course.
I appreciate you, but yeah, this is all AhhFuGGiT live edition Monday Night Raw is later on. So he'll watch, I'll watch, maybe I don't know too. But then again, I got 3 hours to give up like that to sleep otherwise too. It's been boring, better yet said lately. Sadly enough. But
I got
that's here and there though. AhhFuGGiT, we're doing it live. Second episode ever. Of course, we get to honor Joey the Kid at Joey the Kid 1D518 on Instagram. Is that your tag everywhere, or does that switch up a little bit depending on where you look you up?
uh I mean, yeah, nah, everywhere is Joey the Kid 518. Other than like musical platforms, that's just Joey the Kid.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Joey the Kid. Well, Joey the Kid makes sense too.
Yeah.
All right. But first and foremost, to give you the proper introduction you deserve. And again, thank you so much for your time, and shout out to everybody in your crew as well, the Plastic Boys, all one
Yo.
word, no spaces, because we don't want no gaps in between the trust you developed and the bond you built between your boys and your crew and your affiliates.
That's it. I like you. I like you, man.
I like you too, bro. You got great shit going on there, and I like who you are. So let's get to know Joey the Kid better. Now, first and foremost, you're from New York, but to be specific, you're from Troy, New York, of all places. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
too familiar myself with Troy. I did mistakenly refer to you as being from Rochester whenever I
Uh,
shouted you out.
yeah.
And I had to look on Google Maps. And I know they're kind of like a distance apart, so it's not even like the same realm. So let's not make that mistake again, for me at least. But Troy, New York, do I avoid it at all costs if I'm in upstate for whatever reason? Do I drive fast enough to pass through the town? What do you advise I do if I'm in Troy, New York?
I don't think it's like that. But I mean, if you're not from here, it could be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, I feel like you avoid it because it's boring. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The bigger
So
part is you just avoid it because there ain't nothing here. There ain't, you know what I'm saying?
so is it like that kind of boring you'd say where you're so bored, maybe not you specifically, but maybe those around you so bored that you can't help but shoot somebody. You're just, dust off your gun in your downtime.
Nah, it's just so small that everyone that's beefing with each other is gonna run into each other. That's the only reason it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Same place with like I'm by Albany too, so same place with Albany too. It's
Ah,
just like it's just so small that you when you beefing with someone, you're gonna run into that person. You feel me? So that's the only
I hear
reason
you.
people be shooting that shit.
All right, that's so you might be sitting out on your front porch, your town is so small, you're rubbing elbows, you're like, wiping the blood off your blade or something, and you catch somebody you had beef with from last week.
Yeah, type
You
shit.
may,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
it's yeah. You'll see them walking, driving. They just be around. They just be around.
Now, do they drive slow when they see you, or they recognize you immediately, or do they kind of like play it off,
They
or
hit the
is it
turbo button. They hit the turbo button. They hit
they
the
hit the
turbo
nitro
button.
boost on you?
Yeah, they hit the
Oh
turbo
shit,
button.
Joey the Kid. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
That's great, but I respect Upstate, and I've respected it ever since. My boy, shout out to I Am Mix, does this thing on YouTube, Twitter, follow heavy as far as the politics is concerned. He went to Buffalo, I think SUNY Buffalo for I think 7 years or something to get a bachelor's degree, and he still isn't even working in that realm. So, that was a waste. But free tuition money, that sounds nice always. But he always told me, as far as Buffalo's concerned, same as Troy, as you said, nothing much to do, small town, everybody bumps into each other. I think Buffalo might be bigger, but still, it's still not a friendly place to be. Now, do you have any experience with Buffalo yourself?
Nah, I ain't never been out to Buffalo. It's close to here though. It's definitely close. It's like an hour away from me, but I ain't never been to
Okay.
Buffalo.
Do
Nah,
you
I
guys
don't
have
know
like
about.
a? Oh, that's fine. I mean, give or take an hour isn't too far, but then why bother to? I guess it is Buffalo, so it's like who
I don't
cares?
got. I just don't got nothing out there. Like Buffalo, like I don't know what they on. I don't got nothing out there. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing for me out there. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I'll be out there.
So upstate ends up being diverse, as I understand. That's fine and dandy. So as far as Troy, do you have like a transit system at all? Buses, trains that run through constantly, or no?
No trains. Not. There's a CBTA bus though. There's like a bunch of buses and shit.
Do they run like
I
on a regular schedule, or?
yeah. Like just it's just like the city. Like with
Okay.
the bus as the buses go. Like, but I ain't never rode a bus before. Like ever. Like I don't even know how to like stop a bus. Any of that shit. If I got on a bus, I'd be stuck.
You wouldn't know how to tell the driver to eventually you want to get off.
Yeah, nah. You just tell them to stop, right, or something. You'd be like, "Yo, this is my stop," or something.
Well, I would hope, like all buses here too, they got the little string to pull on to like signal you stop, or like a button to press. Or knowing you're gonna like gun butt the driver to like eventually stop him in his tracks.
What
Or you're gonna
do you
flash the
say?
blade. I'm saying eventually, knowing you from your music, you might gun butt the driver to stop him dead in his tracks at least. I'm gonna stop, B.
Nah, stop, B. Yo, bro, you funny as hell. Nah, I'm a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nice guy.
I couldn't tell by your mask, of course. You look so delightful. You're such a promising young boy. Oh, shout outs
Yeah,
to
nah.
Anthony Morris for joining, as well as board slid my leg. And also, if you know any of these people, please let me know because I can't really read names like that. I'm an old man, so
Uh, Shout out Purple Slimes. That's Danny Tenwa. He's in Plastic Boys. Jared
nice,
Beats. That's one of my producers. He's in Plastic Boys. Plug Wave. That's one of my managers. He's in Plastic Boys.
nice.
Goodbye. He's in Plastic Boys.
All plastic boys, no silicone, just plastic. That's nice to hear.
Yeah. For me, no paper, no none of that.
Nice, nice. Oh well, you're all about your paper being plastic boys, I'm sure too. It's all about product and delivering and getting that green, I guess. Uh,
Yeah, of course, of course.
what's since you're a rapper, and in my case, I highly respect you as such. What's your favorite go-to terminology for money? Is it guap, green, cabbage, lettuce? What do you use the best to find your stacks?
Bread.
Bread. Okay, good.
Bread.
Yeah, simple to the point, classic. I like bread too.
Yeah, the bread. I get to the bread, you know what I mean?
Are you by any chance gluten intolerant? Is that the only
Nah,
bread you deal with?
nah. Sourdough, alright. Oat nut bread fire.
Oat nut bread. I never heard of that.
Oh, word? Oat nut bread's fire. You bugging. Cocoa
Never,
bread's fire.
never heard of that. To be honest,
Word. We should make this interview about bread. The next interview we talk about, we should talk about yeast.
compare all the breads. We'll make a YouTube about it.
I'm with it.
Gotcha. Shout outs also to HXDIE underscore Lundo, as well as It's Davim, I'm guessing, and Yulia Gusarova for joining as well. We're here, AhhFuGGiT live on the Monday with Joey the Kid 518, and the 518 stands for where you find Troy, New York on the map. Representing proudly, I'm sure. Now,
Yes, sir.
Joey, take no offense to this, but you look like a babyface gangster. I'm sure that's why you're hiding your face under the mask. How old are you, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 14 last year.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, I get you.
Nah, I'm 22, bro. I'm
Oh,
22.
damn. Oh, well, you're
He
not
thought I
far
was
off from 14.
14. Nah, I just turned 22. He thought I was 14.
Okay, but I was going to ask, I was going to be concerned about your openly vaping as a 14-year-old, too, but that's good. You're 22 now. You're free to do what you want as an old man. Well,
Yeah, I could do
as
what
a
I want.
legally old man.
Yeah.
So, did you just turn 22, or when did you turn 22?
Yeah, October. I'm an October baby.
Oh, nice. Good, good, good. How'd you celebrate considering quarantine, pandemic, all that and such?
Drugs.
I guess
Deadass.
pandemic or not, that makes sense. That's a party right there. You're right.
Pandemic or not, we gonna do drugs where we at. You feel me?
Oh, and what actually, since you're upstate, specifically Troy, of course, has the pandemic affected you at all? Like, have you guys been on lockdown at all, curfews, whatnot?
Pandemic ain't changed my life at all, other than not performing. Like literally, my shit did not stop. Like nothing changed for me, other than not performing. Like nothing
Okay.
really changed.
Well, how long have you been rapping now? Actually, let's get into
Uh,
that.
for a minute, since I dropped my like first song, like recorded and all that at like 13.
Oh, wow, you've been doing it a while then. So you're coming up on 10 years as a veteran MC, I guess you could say it.
Yeah, something like that. But I really started finding my lane and like becoming Joey the Kid, like as a person and shit like that. Like probably like 16, 17. So like I've been rapping for a minute, but it took, you know what I'm saying, you gotta find your lane and get comfortable. So it took me a minute to get comfortable.
Okay, okay. Now, as far as 13 is concerned, I'm guessing that's where Joey the Kid came from, the name, or were you past
Yeah,
that name?
I was just always the youngest, like you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, out of my cousins, out of my friends and all that. So I was always just like, you know what I'm saying, and like, you know what I mean? So it was easy to call myself Joey the Kid.
And I know in a lot of your raps, you refer to yourself as Little Joey, even though you act and carry yourself like an OG. You made reference to that, so that's good. You keep that young
Yeah,
energy, young
yeah,
vibes.
nah, yeah. I'm a junior too, so like my dad was like an
Ah,
OG. You feel me? Like my dad was like, you know what I'm saying. So I was always Little Joe, like growing up, all that. So that was like one of my first nicknames, just like Little Joe. So like Little Joe Rowe. You know what I mean? Like it's just
now
me.
your fascination with guns, which is apparent in your rhymes. Did you go? Did your dad have like a gun cabinet you stumbled upon one day and just like walked around with your jaw dropped, or how did that come about?
Yeah, he had a gun cabinet, yep, with a lock and everything. It was very secure. He had a gun cabinet.
Nice, but
He shot deer and shit.
well, that would make sense for upstate though. Do you go hunting? Have you gone hunting?
Nah, no, no,
No.
nah. See, I feel like people from the city be thinking upstate is all like cows and woods and shit. In Troy, it's not like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's places you can go hunting, like I'm sure, but I've never, like myself, I've never been hunting.
Would you ever be interested in hunting deers, whatever?
Deer, yeah, I want to hunt deer and shit. I
You got
like
too many
venison's
deers though.
fire. I've had venison and shit, so venison's fire. Yeah, I'll hunt.
I've been well, maybe not venison, or I don't know if that's what you call deer when it's cooked, but I had that and it gave me bad diarrhea once, so I stayed away. But really bad. Like I was in the hospital, I think
You
laid
cook
up.
the shit.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
bad.
funny as that.
But well, considering you're in upstate, I mean, I don't really want to make emphasis on that. I'm fascinated by the fact that, well, okay, considering you're young, technology has evolved, thank God. And I guess when it hits here, it's up there too. Nothing's really like foreign to you anymore, like as far as music's concerned. Anything that drops here local, you can get through the internet too. Who do you remember as your earliest influence growing up to get you into music?
Um, Even before the internet shit, like I was always listening to music. Like, music, like you know what I'm saying, has a huge part of my life. Like I've always like been like a music head. Like earlier since like I can remember. Like you know what I mean. So like, but as to like different genres, like I was infatuated too with. Like I always had like right now, it's still this day I fuck with rock so hard. Like you know what I mean, all
Hmm.
types of punk, grunge, metal, any type of shit. Like my first concert was Metallica. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, so like I've always like I have a bunch of different influences. So it's like as to who's my first, I can't even tell you. Like it's so different. Like because I fuck with Wu Tang still. Like that's because just my dad was like an OG. So like my dad was like young when he had me too. So I kind of like grew up with both my parents. Both my parents were young. So it's like I like listen to whatever they listen to, and then as like I got older, started doing listen to what I want to listen to. But like Wu-Tang, Onyx, and shit, like all that old shit. And then like
Nice.
as I got older, I started like finding my own shit. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like I couldn't even tell you who's my first. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
a bunch of them.
Well, that's good to hear. Your parents are young, so that makes it easier for you to like, I guess, both connect in the realm of music. So, as far as your dad, I'm assuming he's the one that put you on the like Wu, like you said, Onyx and such as you
Yeah,
developed.
yeah.
Did you take to any of those old groups from that time specifically, or do you have one that you kind of became a fan of like that?
Uh, Probably like Wu Tang the most, but like it was like Master P, the whole new limit, all no limit. Like Onyx. You know what I'm saying? I always fucked with Onyx just because they was like the first people I realized I was like screaming like that did that like I don't know like kind of like I don't know bro like that shit when I seen shit like that from a young age I was like oh that's different like I can't even remember you know what I'm saying so it's like I always like different shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you definitely like channel a sort of Onyx energy of sorts. I definitely hear that in your rhymes, but also it makes a lot more sense as you mentioned Metallica and rock and such, because you
Yeah,
definitely have that mosh pit sound, like ready to gang up on whoever's the skinniest and smallest in the group in the audience and just like wallop or do whatever you got to do with them. I'm sure
yeah,
your live shows are crazy.
yeah. Nah, it's all mosh pits and shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't do no standstills. I don't do those.
Nice. So
All the
besides Metallica, do you got anyone else that's a influence rock wise at all, but that stands out
uh
to you?
Nirvana. I fuck with Nirvana heavy. Um, I fuck with right off the spot. It's hard like Guar. I don't know if you know who those niggas are, but I fuck with Guar super heavy.
Hmm. Not familiar, no.
Nah, there's a bunch of bands like even now like I'm still listening to bands and shit like that. Like a bunch of shit like just rage shit. You know what I mean? Like all energy. I feel like a lot of rock is just entertainment. Like like I'd rather go to a rock show than a rap show.
You know, that's a good point too, because I was just thinking that earlier. What was it, last month, I think? Yeah, like towards the end of the month. One of my favorite rappers of all time is Rakim from Eric B. and Rakim and such, Peace of the God. But I still put him as one of the, or probably the best MC of all time, just for the sake that he transcended the culture. He kind of reinvented the sound and shifted everybody in his time when they were doing things over
Hmm.
there. He was doing it over here. But
Yeah.
live show wise, he's probably he's nowhere near the tops of the list. He is very dull and dead. I hate to say that, and it hurts my heart to do so. But I've seen him 3 times, and it's the same thing. Walk from left to right the stage, barely look at the
Waving their arms
crowd.
up and shit.
Exactly. The same old tired
Yeah.
routine, which again, no offense to Rakim or anybody who fucks with him like that, but that's what it is, though. I much
For all
rather
that,
listen
you
to the
could have stayed
music.
home. I know what you're saying. For all
Yeah,
that, you could have stayed home and listened to his music.
exactly, exactly. And it just goes to show you that you can appreciate a showman. Somebody puts on the effort to actually put a live show, make it fun, make it hype. In comparison, EPMD, if you're familiar with them at all, I've seen them live. They're always great live. They brought
Mm-hmm.
out Redman. He hypes up the crowd easily with his energy too. You fuck with Redman at all, or heard any of his
Redman.
older stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah. I feel good shit like that. I can't even name a Redman song off the top of my head though. Like I don't. You know what I'm saying? But like I definitely know Redman shit like that.
I hear that, but yeah, I definitely hear also. I kind of see the influence a little bit, or at least the sound wise, of a Redman in you because I always loved Redman because he was nice as an MC, but he was always funny. He was always like
Yeah.
humor
No, that's what
driven.
I. Mhm. Uh, I just I just feel like I never gravitated towards like serious artists. I don't know. Not even serious. I don't know. Like it's hard to explain. Like not like I'm talking like interview wise. It's always serious. It's always the same shit. I feel like I dive into a lot of the background of music too. So to me, it's the person too. So it's like I've always gravitated towards like you know what I'm saying the oddballs, the people who are doing I don't know just relatable shit. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, of course, and that's good because it's a shame that they get put down. Some of them, not all, of course, but Bus has always transcended time for the fact that he's always been
Of
super
course.
energetic, hyper.
But Busta Rhymes probably is one of the biggest influence of this time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, especially entertainment wise, like his videos, like, all those were like movies. You know what I mean? Like everything. I'm saying a lot of the strange shit he did was like, you know what I mean?
yeah, taking that risk, he lasted the test of time too. He's still remembered fondly now. He dropped something people are looking for too. Same thing with Missy Elliott too. Always did her thing with videos, her sounds, played around with it too, made herself unique and stand out that way. People remember you for doing that shit. As I'm sure they're gonna remember you because you're practically an infant. You're practically a baby. Look at that fucking face of yours. You're a goddamn child. You got so much left in you as far as your life, your career, everything you got going out. So it surprises me that at least, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you only got, for yourself speaking, one
Mm-hmm.
project out that's everywhere, platform wise. That's Joey's Revenge, right?
Yeah, Joey's Revenge is like my only project, but that was kind of purposely done just because I always hated making projects. You know what I mean, but I just dropped a tape with my group Plastic Boys, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just gonna be on all platforms in 2 weeks. But just right now, it's on SoundCloud.
Yeah, just for now, I was going to point that out too. Yeah, Plastic Boys, the project, the adventures of Plastic Boys, is currently only on
Mm-hmm.
SoundCloud. Do you have plans to release that soon on the any other platforms, or
Yeah, in 2 weeks, it'll be out in 2 weeks.
I'm guessing the distribution thing and all that, right? So it makes sure it hits everywhere. There's always that slight delay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear
yeah,
that. You know that sucks. Just because it's good to see now that everybody, like for yourself in this case, you're able to do your thing independently now. You don't have to rely on a label or like old hairheads, I guess you could call them, forcing you to go according to their time frames, doing their kind of promo marketing. You're just able to, upload your shit, get it out there. You know your fans already. They'll spread the word. They'll be kind enough, I'm sure, as everybody here present is doing. They'll be kind enough to spread the word and, have your audience grow. That's the point, right? You're trying to do your thing out here, keep it authentic to yourself as best as you can.
yeah. One of my biggest things is to be you. I feel like a lot of people are scared to be them. Like the person I am in music is the person I am in person. Like I'm loud. You know what I mean? Like um, just rowdy. Just you know what I mean, funny. Like just doing. You know what I mean, just I feel like that's why it's easy to gravitate towards me. Just because I don't know. Like I just feel like I don't know, relatable in a way. Like I'm just
Yeah.
a lot of shit I say is I feel like it's on people's mind, but they don't say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's always commendable for those who are brave enough to do that. You say things for those that can't speak on their end because, oh, who knows, they got a job they're compromised or tied down to, or, they're scared of their wife to pussy whipped, in other words. You'll know about that when you're older. Not right now. You're good,
Yeah.
I think. But, and I think we got a comment from G Kins with a Z at the end, calling you Joey the Infant, if anything. Do you
Yeah,
find that
Geekins is my
offensive?
dog.
Geekins,
Nah,
okay.
Geekins is my Geekins is my dog, bro. I forget where he's from. I wish I could shout out where he's from. I'm not sure where he's from, but he made some beats that's on the Adventures of Plastic Boys.
Nice. Overall, the sound of Plastic Boys is really hard. Again, we could probably go into that now, if anything. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm sure you heard it too. Those who listen to like hip hop and such fondly, it's inevitable to not compare you, sound wise at least, not material content wise, to Takashi 6ix9ine as far as the energy, the immediate example that comes into people's minds because, Buster's
Yeah,
in his realm.
I really don't get that a lot. I really don't.
Oh, you
I
don't?
feel like nah. It's like this is like. I mean, I can't say I've never got it, but this is like
Yeah, yeah.
definitely
Okay.
not one of the top ones I get referred to.
Okay. Well, do you see or have you gone back to like see if there's any parallel between you two guys, if whenever it's been brought up?
Nah, I feel like people just say it because we yell. That's really it. You know what I mean? Like we just both yell.
Geekins clarified he's in St. Lucia.
Yeah. You heard him.
Nice. Shouts to Geekins. But okay, that's interesting because again, I don't mean any insult, no offense by comparing you. Not even to compare you so much, but I couldn't immediately help but think, oh shit, this is kind of Takashi-ish, like
Nah,
sound
I never.
wise.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get mad over opinions, especially as an artist. I never get mad over an opinion. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, that's good. That's good.
that's
Yeah, you
all I
can't
ask
help
me.
it. Yeah, because people are going to be uninformed like that too. Like honestly, I used to love hip hop. I grew up on it mostly for most of my life, but at some point, it's too much music out. I can't keep track of everything, so it's really hard to do. And I don't know if that's your case because there's like so much shit dropping every Friday from this artist, that artist. It's hard to really keep track anymore, so I don't bother. So anything that does stand out like yours did, I do fuck with. And I try to keep on top of, I try to, inform myself of and with, stay on track at least. So I really appreciate you actually doing this, doing what you do because it's refreshing.
No, and that's one of the biggest things as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much music coming out, because it's so easy just to upload your music everywhere. You know what I mean? You gotta try to differentiate yourself from a lot of people. You know what I mean? I feel like it's
Yeah.
hard. Like, there's so many people that's like doing this shit. You know what I mean? So you gotta try to like be
Oh
different.
yeah. Oh yeah. We
Joey
got
the
to plug wave music, of course, chiming in.
Yeah.
Respect that.
I
I
don't know
guess
that.
we actually got a couple in here, so I guess we'll go with that. We got Jesus.GZ underscore goat shit. I guess referring to you, of course, whatever you do. And rightfully so. Joey is bound to be a goat. He's on the path of, he's like a young Billy Goat right now, barely getting the beard, growing like that, showing like that, slowly walking his road to making himself a big old, big badass goat, if anything.
Yep.
So much respect to
Yep.
Joey the kid. And we got another one here from Purple underscore slime. Who's your favorite artist right now? Who is your favorite artist right now, if anybody is out there?
Um,
Oh shit, you froze a little bit.
Yo, my fault. I was getting
No,
calls
you're
and
good. You're
shit.
good.
My favorite artist. I don't even know. I listen to so much shit right now. Right now, like currently or like all time.
Let's say
Right
right
now,
now, like who's in rotation for you heavily right now?
Quaddy Diesel.
Hmm.
It's a I don't know if you heard of him. It's like a underground artist. I fuck with Quaddy hard right now. Like that's in heavy rotation right
Quaddy
now.
Diesel. Not familiar to be honest. Again, it's hard for me to keep track, but I'll take your word for it as far as somebody to listen to. So I'll definitely check that out. Do you have one of all time you can name? How about let's keep it simple. Let's name someone who's your all time favorite as far as rappers are concerned.
Probably X.
DMX. Okay.
Nah.
Oh,
XX Tennyson.
oh, my fault, my fault. Okay. Old head. Sorry, I didn't think of that immediately. All right.
Excellent.
And rest in peace, of course, to XXXTentacion. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, he took his life, right? That was the big ordeal.
Nah, he got killed.
No, he got killed. Okay, sorry. Unfortunately, there's so many young kids dying out there. It's hard to keep track of who died from what or how exactly. So, yeah, that's always sad to hear. And as young as he was, whatever he did allegedly in his allegations, everything brought up to, that doesn't matter. Young death is young death is very sad. So, what brought you, or what made you a fan of XXXTentacion? What stood out, about him to you?
Um, Again, just it was like a lot of shit. Like I don't know, like like me watching interviews of him. It was first, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's first his music, like just the energy he brought. You know what I mean? And then I did shit where like I watched interviews of him and like vlogs and shit. And I just realized like he was just a relatable, funny ass nigga. You know what I mean? So then I like really started fucking him like consistently, like listen to all his shit and like I don't know, like just a lot of shit he did is just what makes me. I don't know. It's hard to explain your favorite artist, but like just me personally, like a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's not one bad song. Like there's nothing. Like all his songs are playing.
Hmm.
Like you know what I mean, like all of them.
Okay, cool. I mean, I haven't heard any myself, to be honest, from I guess whatever one might have been a big hit, but I'd have to go back and do my research, my homework on XXXTentacion. Um, as far as being a fan of his, I know sometimes with musicians, artists, and such, they admire someone a little too much or have a fondness for them that they might slowly but surely, maybe unconsciously imitate them as far as their style goes. Did you ever have that with XXXTentacion at all, or any phases where you sounded maybe similar to him at all unconsciously?
Nah, no. I don't feel like me and X have anything in common. Again, other than yelling, you know what I mean? Like other than yelling, but nah, yeah, I don't think we don't say the same. None, yeah, nothing. Our words, I don't have none of his flows, nothing. I just feel like for the most part, I'm me. Like, but that's hard a question to say too, because you could ask me anyone, and I feel like I don't sound like anyone. I feel like I'm me. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I don't sound like nobody.
You definitely stand out as your own man. That's a given. But that's good to hear because I've heard of that too sometimes where they have a certain affinity to an artist, any rapper they're choosing, and then they unconsciously sound like them a little bit for a phase or kind of like channel that same energy of sorts. But I don't hear that with you. No,
Hmm.
you're definitely your own, so that's always good. Hold on here. Okay, I thought I froze for a second. Okay, but I'm good. So, as far as the Plastic Boys, the adventures of, it's not one adventure, I'm sure it's many, ready for them. The adventures of the Plastic Boys. How
Mm.
did that come up and who's in that group? Are you the head honcho?
Nah, there's no leader. There's no leader. It's not like there's no front man for Plastic Boy, but like I guess I created it. Like it's I create. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a couple people that created it. You know what I mean? It's like that helped me like make my vision come true, which is like Kiari and Plug. They both really like both like helped me like execute what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like so, but there's no leader. But as to like rapper wise, who's in Plastic Boys? Like artists is me, EJ, Danny 10-1, and Danny
Okay.
G.
All
So
right.
there's like four artists. There's four artists, including myself. But there's two producers in it. Jared Beats and Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got someone who does artwork and shit like that. Shout out Loud Tunes.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
You're young.
Uh,
It's okay. Get it out of your system.
I got two managers.
Two
Plug Wave
managers.
Music. Yeah, I got two managers. But that's just because like there's four artists. You know what I mean? But
Ah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but before that, they were my managers. They was my mans too. So it's like, it's not like, you know what I mean? I'm working with someone that I don't get along with or it's hard to deal with. Like, both, both of my managers, like, I can speak freely, like, without having to have any type of filter and shit like that. Same with the artists too, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they was my mans before music too. So it's like, there's no filter in Plastic Boys. Like, I
ah.
feel like that's why it works so good. And we don't really need, like, a front man or like a leader type shit. You know what I mean? Because there's no like no one really bites their tongue. Like whatever's said is said because that nigga want to say it. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it works so good. You know what I mean?
Everybody's in the kitchen. Everybody's cooking. Nobody's
Mm.
on the side. Just like,
Yeah, nah, no one's ever not doing nothing. You know what I mean?
okay,
Everyone has a job to do, and they know that job. You know what
nice.
I'm saying? Everyone plays their role. You know what I mean?
And I like hearing that you were all actually boys, like you said before you put the group together. Because I know more often than not, it's all about, well, he was an artist from around the way too, or from the next city over, whatever. So we just got together, made it happen like that. But then eventually that leads to breakups or breakdowns of the gathering of
Yeah,
the groups.
like
So you're all
like
friends.
some of the Plastic Boys I met through music, but like it wasn't like I put them in the group right away. Like we was friends
Okay.
before like we made that decision. You know what I mean?
Okay. Good. 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 So when did the Plastic Boys officially form? I guess you could say.
We picked up different people along the road, so it's like there's no like set time. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
so, but Plastic Boys started like I don't know. I've been saying Plastic Boys and like putting it in motion since like 2019, 2020. I
Okay.
think
Okay.
2019 is when I started Plastic Boy. But like I was always the only artist in Plastic Boys, but there was always producers and
Hmm.
shit like that. And then the first Plastic Boy that like rapped other than me was EJ, and EJ was put in at like I want to say end of 2019, beginning of 2020,
Hmm. Okay.
and same with and then Danny G and Danny Temlin got put in it. I think like 2021.
Oh, I thought you said Danny
That's it.
Tamborelli.
Nah, I don't even know who that is. Nah, Danny Temlin.
No, that's old head shit. That's That's from an old ass show from the '90s on Nickelodeon called Pete and Pete. He was like the shorter, fatter, redhead kid with his twin brother who was a cuck, and just a geek.
Nah, never seen it.
Well, shout out to Joey Tamborelli. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, but we're not talking about him here. We're talking about Joey the fucking kid. But so it seems like anybody who was cool enough that you fuck with a lot was kind of an honoree Plastic Boy, or would be brought in like that too. It seems like, right?
Not even, nah, because I
No.
feel like we wasn't even really accessible, like, or whatever the word is. Like, we wasn't like open about shit. Like, I feel like
Mm.
if anything, every decision to put someone in Plastic Boys was just like it was mad tedious. Like it was thought about beforehand. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Was it like a whole panel discussion? You get together on Skype or something like, "Hey, he's good for Plastic Boys. I vote yay." No, I vote nay. Fuck him. He ain't hold the gun yet. We can't. We gotta
Yeah,
test him.
yeah. Everyone has to say exactly. That's what it all sounds like. Everyone putting in their 2 cents.
Nice. That's good. So you're a democracy, if anything. Everybody gets an equal say, opportunity to represent themselves equally. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Are you involved at all in politics, Joey the Kid? Or, I'm sorry, Mr. Joey the Kid. Or do you stay the fuck out of that realm?
I stay out of shit I don't know about.
Good boy. That's good. That's good. I do the same thing too. I consciously stay out of politics because it's a dirty game. Listen, as you grow older, I no offense if you don't as of yet. You're young. If you don't, that's fine. Take advantage of it for now. If you don't pay your own taxes, if you're not paying your own bills like that or all of them just yet, milk that shit. It sucks being old and having to be
Nah,
responsible for the household.
I'm paying all my shit.
Oh, you are okay. Okay.
I'm
Oh,
paying all my.
wow. So young and responsible. That's awesome. I appreciate you then even more then. But you know, Joey the Kid. Sorry, Mister.
Mhm.
I gotta put respect on your name because
Oh,
otherwise you'll
oh,
shoot me
man.
dead. You got the Plastic Boys out now. We'll talk more about the project also in a little bit too. But I do want to throw it back to your like main project, the one that I got exposed to as far as Spotify. I went to listen to and such. Joey's Revenge, which I really enjoyed. It's a very short listen. What was it about like 11, 12 tracks, I think, or give or take?
Yeah, yeah. It's like 10.
10 or so, yeah, but like just over 20 minutes. About definitely worth a listen. Everybody out here listening right now, if you haven't yet, or you fuck with Joey, you have already, still go give it another listen on Spotify, wherever it's available. Joey's Revenge from 2020, I believe, right? Or late 2019.
It dropped last year, yesterday. So it dropped last year on Valentine's Day.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, a year and a day anniversary, but 366 days in this case. But it's all right. No, still, we're celebrating, right? What'd you do to celebrate your project being released, being a year old?
I dropped another project.
I was hoping you'd say you did more drugs, but okay, that's fun too,
That
I
too.
guess.
That's just every day. That's just every day. I celebrate waking up. You know what I mean?
So that's good. That's good energy. That's enthusiastic of yourself. You wake up, you do drugs to celebrate the fact you woke up, to do some more drugs. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a drug of preference, if you don't mind me asking, as long as you don't incriminate yourself?
How do I answer?
Yeah, let's skip
Uh,
that part. Yeah, let's not get you in trouble. You're too young for jail right now.
yeah. Nah, on paper, I'm flawless. Feel me?
Gotcha. But yeah, Joey's Revenge. That's last year. That's awesome to hear, and congratulations. 1 year passed since the release of Joey's Revenge. I really liked it. I'm no bullshit about that. As far as the whole thing goes, yeah, it's definitely a really great full-on display. Your energy, your rhymes, and like I loved the most your comedic timing for the fact that you have no shame in being funny. But it almost sounds like you're not intentionally being funny like that either, which is good too. You're not forcing it. It just comes out of you. That's kind of naturally how you are. And as I can tell so far from the interview. So Joey's Revenge, how long did that take you to come up with and make in its entirety? When did you get started making that?
Um, like I'm pretty sure like within like it had to be like 6 months. It was quick. It was just some shit where I realized like this music shit was kind of gaining traction. Like I was kind of getting like a following and like shit like that off my 98 Honda video. So
Mm,
I just felt like it was time. Like I've been rapping for a minute, so I just felt like I had to drop a project. Kind of like it wasn't forced, like rushed. It was just forced because I felt like all right, bet it's tape time. You know what I mean?
mm,
I got like ADHD and ADD and shit. So I'll be like, my attention span is super low, bro. So like, making that tape was so draining for me because I be like sometimes like I learned in the beginning in the middle of that tape type shit where I kind of wanted to take it in another direction. You know what I mean? Like I
mm,
just kind of and that's just because I just get bored. You know what I mean? Like I get bored quick.
mm.
So it was just like it was hard to be like, nah, I gotta kind of stay on track. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
in a way, like I don't really like making projects. But like I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like it's what comes with it. So like that's what's gonna happen. But most of the time, like just off the strength of that last tape, it was kind of like draining, but it was fun to make too. Like it wasn't like every time I go to the studio, it's a good time. But I just felt like it was mentally and like artistically draining. You know what I mean? Like it took a lot out
yeah,
of me. Like
yeah.
so,
Well,
but
I mean,
it was fun to make if you want to think like go in there, go in the studio with my bros and like just doing funny shit. You know what I mean? Having fun. You know what I mean?
sounds like you have a real good time recording with everybody involved too. Sounds like it's your own little mosh pit going on there too on the mixing board or something.
Yeah.
Are you all together when you record, or do you like do separate takes, send each other stuff, or how does that work?
For the tape, we were all together. For the Plastic Boys Adventures, we was all together.
Mm. Okay, good, good, good. So you get
Like
together.
we
How
was
about
all in
in
the
these
studio.
times? How about in these times now with the pandemic and wear the mask and such? Have you been doing that too as well? Or no?
Not yeah. We made the tape during pandemic. The
Right, but I
Plastic
mean, have you
Boys.
been following like? Have you been together like you would normally? Did you wear masks, anything like that at all, or
Yeah, we all wore masks. We all wear masks. Cuomo
nice?
insisted.
Cuomo said so. I know. I hear you. Believe me, it's getting a little bit too exaggerated. But you know,
Yeah, and
politics again.
we all stayed 6 feet apart. All that. We were all really safe. We were all really safe.
You mosh pit in your hearts with each other. I get it. Yeah, that's true. Socially distance.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, definitely I want to shout that project out too. Not to put aside the Plastic Boys like that too, but that was really something good you put out there because and it was also clever how you named a majority of the tracks after a certain famous Joe Rogan, Joe Pesci, Joe
All the
Biden.
tracks were named. Yeah, all the tracks were named after Joe's.
That
Every
was
single
clever.
track.
I definitely think the one that channels your energy the most might have been Joe Pesci, which is the one I had on repeat for a while, just because it was really, even the beat was spazzing like you would too, with the energy
Yeah.
and hypeness and everything too.
Yeah.
And
What can I say? I'm that guy. You know what I mean? I'm probably the nicest to ever do it. You know what I mean? So, nah, I'm fucking with you. Nah. I just
well,
feel
maybe the
like
nicest in Troy, New York. That's a given.
I'm the nicest everywhere. I'm global, not local. I'm the nicest everywhere. The nicest. I'm the nicest where you're from too.
Oh shit. Well,
Everywhere.
I'll let the landlord know, so I'll let you in then.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel me? I feel like the Joey's Revenge. That's like classic Joey the Kid. Like no matter where I feel like I'm in my lane, I'm staying there. But no matter where I go in music or what I do, Joey's Revenge will always be that classic Joey the Kid. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think it definitely does encapsulate your energy, everything possible about you the best. I did like
It was
also
my
Joe.
first tape too, so that's what I try to execute.
Ah, okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was my first project, so I try to like make it be me as much as Joey the Kid is as possible. You know what I mean?
Mm, definitely. That's cool. Now, I know you also did the famous Joes, like you mentioned. You did Joe Biden. That was one track. I like
Mm-hmm.
that one too a lot. Did you have fun, or did you have any idea that Joe Biden would be president now when you were making it, or even how much of Joe Biden did you know when you made Joe Biden? How
As much as
familiar
I
were you?
know, as much as I know now, nothing, fucking nothing, nothing, nothing. I knew he was, but when I think when I made the song, he was running. like or some shit. He had something. I don't know. Like I knew he was like Barack Obama's man's. I don't know. That was his dude. Like that was like you know what I mean. If something happened to my man's Barack, Joe would have stepped up and been like, "I got this, guys." That's my knowledge. I knew Joe was like the backup dancer. That's it.
He's definitely, yeah, at best he's a backup dancer. And now he took the center stage. Now he's at the forefront. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joey's Revenge again. Whoever's watching and listening again, by the way, don't forget this is AhhFuGGiT Live, second episode installment of. Guess the honor, of course, had to be Joey the Kid 518 from Troy, New York, representing properly. We talked about his first project, his first big debut, which was Joey's Revenge. Now we're going to talk about and delve into the Plastic Boys, the adventures of the Plastic Boys. So I know everybody involved too, I'm sure, is close Plastic Boy affiliate official. Sorry, Betty, I said Plastic Boy, part of the
Yeah.
Plastic Boys ensemble.
Yeah.
What's the plans now, or what's next for the Plastic Boys?
Take over the world. You know what I'm saying? Fuck midgets. Park in handicap spots. Just really do as much ignorance as possible. You know what I mean? Nah. Just projects. We all got projects coming, like our own projects. Like, I know Danny 10-1 got a tape dropping in March. I don't know if the other Plastic Boys dropped their date, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But I know they got projects in the works. I don't got a project. I do got a project kind of coming, but I haven't said nothing about it yet. But that's coming soon. I got a tape coming with Hollywood Shumpo and Lil Baby Suplex. That tape's dropping in March. Visuals, mad videos coming. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I mean, whole lot of music.
Who do you have working on your videos as far as like editing, directing, and such?
Like my last three videos, my first three videos, Jace shot. My man's Jace. Shout out to Live Extra. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jace Davey. He shot those, and my man's Lil Deadflower edited them. But my last video, Play Dead, Ace, my man, Ace, he's from out here. He be shooting shit, and he makes music and shit. Ace Supreme shot the video, and edited it too. So shit like it's like the same people. You know what I mean? Like the same people
Nice.
be shooting shit.
Nice. I wanted to make sure they get the spotlight too because you did good work with the videos. Like the editing, like everything they've done so far with you. And I mean, respectfully, being Joey the Kid, you know, they got to give you good shit too. If not, they can't be Plastic Boy, right?
Yeah, nah, the people who shot my shit and edited it aren't Plastic Boys.
Oh, they can't. Okay. So
Yeah,
not
they
an
don't.
affiliate like that. All right. So they just
Nah.
work for the Plastic Boys. They're not Plastic Boys themselves.
Nah, they don't even work. They don't work for us. That's just what they do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they shoot
Oh,
videos and edit.
gotcha. They just
That's what
happen
they
to be
do.
the ones you call upon. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Got that. But if you can, run down who's in Plastic Boys again, just because everybody gets their equal amount of time to do their thing on the project, it sounds like, pretty much.
Yeah. So rapping wise, it's me,
Yeah.
EJ, Danny 10-1, and Danny G. So that's who's on the tape rapping wise. Like, but behind the scenes, two managers is Kiari and Plug.
Hmm.
Um, the beat makers, you know what I'm saying, the ones who make the sounds. There's Goodbye and Jared Beats, and then there's Lot Tunes. She made the cover art for Joey's Revenge. She made the
Mm,
Plastic Boys logo, all that shit. She does the artwork and shit.
nice. I did want to
She's the only
also shout out.
plastic girl. She's the only plastic girl.
Nice. Amongst the world of Plastic Boys. That's nice. It's nice. You're diverse in that sense. That's good.
Yo,
I
yo.
want to shout out the track actually Danny two times with the two Dannys on it. That was pretty clever to label it like that. And they did the thing
Yeah,
on it too. It's very impressive.
yeah, they did their shit.
Let's say let's have some fun with the Plastic Boys. Pause. Um,
Uh,
who who amongst them, if they weren't like in your group or cool, your boys like that, who amongst them would you think of as somebody to look out for as far as another MC competition wise?
all of them.
All of them?
Don't do that. Don't make me pick. I can't pick all of them. All of them. All of them. My son EJ's a problem. EJ's a problem. EJ's a
EJ's
problem.
nice. EJ's nice.
EJ's
He's the
nice.
one that's like a little faster, louder style, right? I think when he raps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. EJ's nice. EJ's nice. I can hear that. I can hear that. All right. That's cool. Now, as far as you got another project coming out, you said you're not sure when or if it'll come out exactly when, per se, date wise and such. How far along are you with that one?
Um, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm mad unorganized. Like everything I do is mad unorganized. Like if y'all think Plastic Boys is this like well oiled machine and perfectly working and like shit like that, it's not. Like people be like, oh, Joey the Kid really knows what he's doing. Like I don't. Like a lot of I'm winging all this. I'm winging all this shit. You know what I mean? But as far as the tape, like I guess like if I had to put it in percentages, I'm like 60% done.
Okay. Okay. So close enough. We'll get a follow up, I guess, to Plastic Boys slash Joey the Kid soon enough. Nice. Now, you touched upon having two managers. Do they both split the duties equally, or does one do more than the other for the sake of they're more of an expert, let's say, or how does that work?
They split it. They split it.
They split.
I feel like you know what I mean. They be like they don't be bitching at us. You know what I mean? It's good. It's cool. Like they don't really. They really just like they do their thing with their. You know what I'm saying? They do their job and just kind of just it's a free for all with the
Hmm.
artist. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like you know what I mean. Like it's
Are they
fun.
able to like wrangle you in at all, or get you like? I know you said you had like ADHD and such. Are they able to get you in the studio and focused, or do they have any tactics to have to do so to make sure you drop some shit or
They
get
throw
shit
me
done?
Zans. They throw me Zans. They be like, yo, I go, and then I go, I'm going to the studio. And I make music. Um, they be, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm ever slacking and shit like that, they be like, yo, do your job. You know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, I do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, I do what I gotta do. So it don't really get to that point.
Or they deprive you of Zans if you're acting up like that, right? Or acting out, I guess.
Yeah, then I start itching.
Nice. But also what drew me to you as far as your sound and everything you put out is concerned is the fact that you're funny as fuck. I appreciate that and I like that because it makes you stand out. It drives me to go back to your shit and listen to it again like it was a comedy album, like it was a stand up or anything of that
Yeah.
sorts.
If rap don't work, I'm gonna be a comedian.
You might as well be. You're fucking funny. I
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to that, do you have anybody in the comedy world or comedians at all that's inspired you that you might have derived your style from or kind of been influenced from a young age?
Um. See, I don't know. I don't think it influenced me music wise, just because I didn't even get into stand up comedy and like watching shit like that until I got older. You know what I mean, so but bro, there's mad comedians I fuck with now, like Tom Segura, Chris
Yeah,
D'Elia, um, Kurt the Kurt
Kurt,
Breischer. I don't even know how to say his name.
Bert Kreischer. Yeah,
Yeah, Bert Kreischer. Fucking Bill Burr. Oh,
yeah.
like I fuck with mad comics.
That's a good lineup to be a fan of too, especially unfortunately Chris D'Elia too. I fuck with his podcast, everything he did too, but then he got canceled, so of course now
Yeah,
he's doing nothing.
I hate cancel culture. I don't give a fuck. If I like him, I like him. You know what I mean? Shout out
Thank God
Michael.
it's thank God it's
Shout,
kind of
shout
over.
out Michael Vick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very early on canceled.
Shout
I
out shout out
mean,
Mike. Shout out Chris Brown. Shout out Michael Jackson. R. Kelly. I'm gonna get bro. Delete this live. Don't keep this. I'm gonna get famous and this is gonna fuck me up.
it's all right. We can always archive it whenever you start getting a little bit too big. Pause. We'll hide it and tuck it away.
Oh.
But how do you feel about Michael Jackson in general, though? Because I've always been open and unashamed of being that club that says, you know what? I'm not too convinced Michael did it. I think it might have been blown out of proportion. maybe he shouldn't have been left alone with kids like that, but I don't think he was touching the kids like that. I think. I don't know.
Dude, I, I don't know Michael as a person. You know what I mean? I never kicked it with Michael. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think he did it. You know what I mean?
Now, I don't know. Have you ever heard that story about Michael Jackson? No, this probably isn't too funny either, but it was always hilarious to me because allegedly Michael would also have his bodyguards hold up his monkey Bubbles, like from one arm each. And like if he read something in the newspaper back then, newspapers of course before online. If he read something that upset him, he put on boxing gloves and started like punching the monkey in the stomach or something like that.
Is this real? You're dead ass.
That's what I read somewhere. That's what I heard, and people were swearing by
You just started punching this monkey.
that. Yeah.
Yo, bro, if I was rich, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm not saying I beat animals, but I mean if I was rich, I would do I would do strange things when I'm upset.
I mean, you'd be bored with money, so why not too, right?
Yeah. Did he
And
throw the monkey gloves? Like did he let go of the monkey's hands? Did the monkey get a fighting chance? I think the real questions aren't getting asked. Like did the monkey have like a fighting chance to like let the monkey go?
no, the monkey was being restrained by two bodyguards, one
Oh
holding
that
each arm, and then he would just start wailing, like going speed back on the stomach.
Yo, bro. yo, yo, I would love to be in that room. Watch Michael be. That's funny as hell, bro. I never heard that story before.
I mean, maybe that I could believe a little bit because he would get ticked off allegedly, but then I don't know about the kids so much. So, tomato, tomato, I guess. They're still kind of
You
bad, both of
believe the
them.
monkey, but don't believe the kids. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe you could say that. I don't know. I mean, the guy had no childhood growing up, so, you, you know how he learned the fucking moonwalk, right? His dad was beating him too hard and trying to get away from him. He just started doing it backwards to impress him. To give him,
That's funny as hell.
I heard at least though. But yeah, I mean, it's unique to hear your sound because again, you're funny. We spoke your praises. We made that clear. You got good comedic timing as well. You don't have to really try that hard to do your thing or be unique or yourself. Better yet said, that's awesome. And I think you stand to reap the benefits because you're so young. So with time, you'll evolve within yourself. It's not like you're going to hear somebody and hear something you want to take or kind of craft into your own. No, you're going to like be influenced per se, but still take what you learned from it and make it up your own too from there. So I definitely see that in you. You're going to definitely grow from here and just make things faster, make things better, make things, you're going to create your own sound, Betty had said. Long story less long. I feel that coming from Joey the Kid. Pause.
Pause. Yeah, nah. I don't know I don't know what I see for myself, but whatever I got coming, I deserve, good or bad. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I
definitely. I
just
mean, you get what you put
like
in.
nah. Yeah, exactly. Like I look forward to everything that's coming. Like I feel like you know what I mean. I feel like I put in enough work and do all that other shit enough to where I know eventually. You know what I'm saying I'm gonna be something. So I'm just waiting. You know what I mean. Right now it's just waiting. It's not if it's gonna happen. It's just when. You feel me?
Yeah, of course, of course. I hear that. Now, I don't think I asked you earlier, and I might have forgotten. If I did, forgive me. But as far as I know, you said XXXTentacion was kind of like your influence, kind of like who, you know, you look up to. And again, rest in peace to him. But as far as when you started, like you said, 13-ish or so at a very young age, and you're 22 now, what kept you going, if anything? As far as you started so young, I'm sure when you started, you're probably not proud of yourself or what you did before. Like it's common amongst a lot of artists. But do you look at that earlier stuff and kind of like laugh or whatever, or laugh at least, or do you
Uh,
appreciate it from seeing from there till now the growth?
at one point in time, there was a point where I look back at my music like cringy, like I hated it, bro. Like my old music, you know what I mean? But now looking back at it, I could kind of like appreciate it more just because it shows how much I've grown as an artist. So I really don't even, you know what I mean? Like I look back at it now, it's just like like how people look at yearbooks. You know what I mean? Like to look back at shit and I mean see what I did. So
Mm.
uh, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't even remember the question.
Are you able to look back your early shit and either cringe or appreciate the growth from then till
Yes,
now?
but yeah, like at a certain point, I would look back at it and cringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, like I said, I appreciate it more. It makes me see how I've grown as an artist. So yeah, I appreciate it now. You know what I mean?
And considering you're from like a part of New York, which again, not to put it down, but I'm not familiar. I guess it's rather small. Like you said, everybody's rubbing elbows when they got beef. Everybody's in the kitchen cooking, I guess, with it. But did you have a lot of people putting you down, or let's say, did your parents like disencourage you from doing your music, or did you have a lot of obstacles on the come up?
Um, in the beginning, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. You feel me? In the beginning, it wasn't like, you know what I mean. But that's just because I feel like when people know you and they then hear you, it's different. But then as I got older and like started like I dropped out of school mad young. Like, I dropped out of school at like 16. So, like ninth
Hmm.
grade, I dropped. So like I wasn't like in school. Like I had mad friends, like all that shit. But like there were some people in school that like didn't fuck with my music and shit like that, right?
Okay.
The same people that didn't fuck with my music fuck with my music now. So I feel like they just didn't fuck with my music because they, you know what I'm saying, they know you and be around you. So like I feel like I just started like I started so young, so I had so much to do. You know what I mean? Like I had so much time to work
Hmm.
and find myself.
Now, when you dropped out, was that, well, obviously your choice, but did you have your parents co-sign it, or did you have a plan as far as I dropped out, but I'm going to do this or whatever?
I lost my pops at like 16.
Oh,
Like so,
okay.
like so, but dropping out, I didn't drop out because my pops passed. I just always hated school and shit like that. So like,
Hmm.
but once I turned 16, I dropped out. But like, I didn't really, and like, so like, I would need my mom's permission, and like, I didn't like my mom. Like, once you're 16, like, you don't need no parents' permission. So
Okay,
I didn't,
okay.
I didn't really
Uh,
need no one's permission.
all right. And I'm guessing from that age when you kind of took it, or you obviously had more time to dedicate to making your music and such.
Yeah, and it's not like I dropped out because of music neither. Like, you know what I'm saying? But dropping out definitely,
No, you just didn't fuck with school. I
yeah,
get that.
yeah, it dropping out made me have more time to do music because I was doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like I was just getting into trouble and doing little shit, and then you know what I'm saying. But I always loved music and making music. So it's like when I was 16, that's what I knew. I still knew I wanted to make music and still want to be an artist. So I was still doing that while making music. You know what I mean? Like if anything, that's when I started taking music super serious. Like
Hmm.
started like perfecting my shit and finding myself.
Well,
Even
speaking of,
even as a person.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, speaking of keeping busy, Vito 2300 chimed in with "do porn?" question mark.
Like what? What? Nah, no. Nope.
Well, you're not doing, and hopefully you didn't uh, do either porn, right? I would hope so.
Not this second.
Okay, good. Well, I hope not now in the live. Thank God. I don't want to get kicked
No.
off like that. But
Instagram guidelines.
but yeah, that was Vito 2300 chiming in with that. I guess. Yeah, you can say a good question. I guess to ask. It's fair to ask. Fair ground.
Shout out Vito.
Or Geekins actually has a question too as well related to that. OnlyFans link? Question mark.
Uh, no.
Not right now.
Not right now. Not right now.
Let's
I'm
wait till
doing good.
after midnight. Joey does his thing then. However, he chooses to do
Yeah, that's the other live.
it. That's awesome. But okay, so then you grow from that point onwards to 16 to 22 now. I'm guessing you didn't have it again, like you said, easier either. You still, growing, developing, fine tuning yourself. As far as Joey's Revenge, then
Mm-hmm.
that was 2020. Uh, what were you doing up until then, or leading up to? Was it mostly singles or like late street singles, I guess you could say, or?
I was just dropping singles. I was just dropping
Mm,
mad singles. Like at one point in time, I was dropping music sometimes twice a week. You know what I mean?
mm.
Like I was just dropping mad music. Like so much music, so much music.
And how did you start in that sense? Did you start doing freestyles and uploading yourself, or did you make your own beats, or how did that work out for you?
Um, just my older cousins was doing music. Like you know what I mean? Like so, it was just easy to go to the studio with them and do. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just
Mm,
around me all the time. It was around me all the time.
okay, okay. Well, I think we do got some more questions, so we might as well throw them up there. Geekins again with I'm making beats while listening. Okay, a comment. I'm making beats while listening to this. So that's great.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to Geekins. And oh, cool. We got some more actually. With Vito 2300, the transformation from Joe Rowe to Joey the Kid to Joey the Demon? Question mark.
I'm Joey the Demon when I'm on drugs. That's Joey. That's Joey the Demon.
That's a split drug affiliated personality. Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
Respectable.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not even trying to like. I'm not even trying to drag it. All the whole Plastic Boy tape. I was off shrooms the whole time. Like
Okay,
the
okay.
whole time.
I meant to ask you that actually too. Like for Joey's Revenge, anything you did, Plastic Boys and such too. Are you usually on something to do it, or are you at the point now you don't have to be, but you choose to?
It don't matter. It helps. It helps. It helps. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For sure it
Here's a good
helps.
question for you, actually. William underscore Q01. When is the merch coming out?
Hmm?
When's the merch dropping?
Soon. Real soon. We're just coming soon. The site. I'm gonna drop this. I'm dropping this site soon. Real soon.
Nice. That's good. What merch do you have in mind? Shirts, I guess, or what do you got in mind for yourself?
um, I got literally everything. Mad shit like shirts, hoodies, dog tags, like I mean, a bunch of shit, a bunch of random shit.
Don't forget to throw some my way when you do. I got you.
You know that. You know that.
And the OnlyFans link too. That's according to Vito23, of course, but or Geekins. I'll keep it on the background. I won't watch just to not make it awkward.
Feel you?
But Joey the Kid, listen, we had a good time here. Pause just in case. Fun time, sharing stories about yourself, you know, what you got going on with the Plastic Boys, Joey's Revenge recapping that project as well too. You got us straight and narrow as far as what we can expect from you soon enough with the Plastic Boys and yourself too. In this case, we also recap what led you up to this path too, your music, your upcomings. I do gotta ask one last question, just because I'd do a bad job if I didn't. To close things off,
All right, go ahead.
what is your ethnicity? Because boy, oh boy, do you use the N word a lot. So I gotta question that.
I'm Asian. I'm 100% Asian. Both my parents are Asian.
No
My
wonder you
grandparents.
got good skin, and you're so young. That's great.
Nah, I'm mixed. You know what I mean? My dad's black and my mom's white.
Okay, okay, good. I was gonna ask because it made sense. That's good.
I'm good now. I'm good. I'm okay now.
Yeah, you're fine. I was just
All right,
worried
cool.
because I didn't want to think you were like a Puerto Rican stuck up there just throwing out the N word like that, and then you'd really have to confront that demon like years later on down the road when you're big and
No,
famous.
my pops was black.
Okay, okay. Well, rest in peace to your pops, though. Actually, so
Yeah,
I mean that's only what 7 years removed from how old you are now. So yeah, definitely rest in peace to him, and
yeah, my pops man.
definitely Joey the Kid. Though I really gotta appreciate you for the fun time we had here. I appreciate you being the second guest, the first official guest, actually, on AhhFuGGiT, or for the second episode, I meant to say. That was fun to do. And hold on a second. I think we got something here.
Fuck it.
William underscore OQ1. I'm a big fan. When is the feature coming?
With who?
With, I don't know who. I guess maybe himself?
William Q?
Yeah, William Q.
I'm smoking on his dead ops.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, it froze a little bit on me. Well, he insists you're capping as far as not being black, but okay. I don't know how that stands, but
He's a fan. That's not a real person, bro. Don't even. That's not a real person. That's one of the ops.
oh, is okay? Gotcha. All right, so we'll ignore him for now.
Don't even read his comments. Don't even give him nothing. Don't even say his name. I don't even know.
God damn it, William, stay off this fucking live, asshole. Relax. It's about Joey this time. You worry about your own life. Do your own thing on your OnlyFans too, if you got one.
You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah, but Joey the Kid. Listen,
I appreciate you having me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been a fan for your page for a minute, even before I came on here, bro. Before you even hit me up, I've been fucking with you.
nah, same here. As soon as I heard your stuff and I knew you had stuff out there to listen to and enjoy, thanks so much for having shit out there for me to actually have fun with again as far as rap's concerned. So, and the good thing is you're so young. You got a lot more shit to put out, I'm sure, too. And put more people on to Troy, yourself, whatever you got going on. Before we close out here, I do want to give you the proper platform to actually say and share where we can find you, whatever else you got to promote, whoever else you want to like include as far as who you want to shout out as well.
You know what I'm saying? Tapes dropping soon, visuals dropping soon, merch dropping soon. Shout out EJ, shout out Danny, shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out both Danny's, Danny G, Danny 101, shout out Goodbye, shout out Jared, shout out Plug, shout out Kiari, shout out Lop Tunes, you know what I mean? Shout out the whole Plastic Boys Code, shout out to everyone that's fucking with me, you know what I mean? Just stay tuned. A lot more shit coming, you know what I mean? This is the beginning, you feel me? A lot more coming.
A lot more. And of course, you're Joey the Kid, 1D518 on Instagram. As
Joey
well
the Kid,
as
follow me on Instagram. Joey the Kid everywhere else, music wise. Pandora, fucking Spotify, SoundCloud, every streaming platform.
Nice.
You can't get rid of me.
So definitely be looking out for Joey the Kid in general, wherever you can find them, music platforms, social media, all that shit too. Joey the Kid, representing Troy, New York, proudly, of course, putting it on the map. If you didn't know already, like I didn't know. Now I know because it's Joey the Kid, thank God. So now I know that exists, and I got that to look forward to, even if I got to drive by fastly, because even though Joey the Kid's out here and he knows me, I still got to wear the mask, so he might not recognize me and shit. So then I get shot up, and then who else is going to do Who This Been Watching? Who else is going to do AhhFuGGiT? I'll be dead in Troy.
Facts. Because I'll be like, who's that? And you'll be like, who's this? And I'll be like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, you'll get ticked off having to ask a third time, then blah, blah, blah. Then that's it. My career's been done.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you again to Joey the Kid for joining me here on AhhFuGGiT, the second episode, first ever guest for the live installment, IG Live exclusive. You got it here first on IG. Everybody in the comments who joined in, thank you so much for chiming in and being active and a part of Joey the Kid, what he's doing here with me, Who This. Don't forget, you also got Who This Been Watching. This week coming up, it's going to be moved to Friday because Saturday I'll be doing adult responsible stuff. Unlike Joey, he's got 14 years till he gets up to my age and has to worry about, boring shit like, making sure you wipe properly or filed your taxes on time. Or if you filed the taxes late, get an extension from the IRS so they don't fuck you up either. Count your stacks, Joey. You're good right now. Count your drugs. Count everything you can. Make sure everything's in order. Everything's correct because when it comes to number crunching at an older age, you're gonna regret if you fuck up now, or you don't get on track by at least 30 or something like that. You're a good kid. I'm just trying to watch out for you as an old man would.
Appreciate you.
Thanks again, Dojo. I appreciate it, man. And we'll be in touch.
That fun, bro. Shout out AhhFuGGiT. Shout out Who This, all that.
Definitely. And let me know as soon as you got new shit dropping out. I'm definitely going to be there first and foremost to promote you. Don't be ashamed to do that.
Say that. Of course, I got you. Appreciate same that way, bro.
Definitely. Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you.
Good talking to you, man.